other calls after this.
Okay.
So no, in fact, I have a interview with Cointelegraph. So maybe 20 minutes would be the maximum because I'll have to join next call. How many people?
Chalo. Yeah. Cool. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, let's start this thing. Okay. Okay. Shivam is here. Shivam? No. Okay. Sanya, go ahead. Go ahead. Please start the session.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
you are audible. Yes, Shivam.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Hi, sir. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, so I'll start.
Mhm.
So, yes.
So
Uh, s-
since we have only 20 minutes, do you want to do podcast, or should we do like maybe some introduction and then let's do a Q&A with everyone instead of a podcast or something? What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. Let's do that. Let's do that. So, just to give context, the people about you in very short span. So, basically, guys, Polygon is a well-respected startup in entire crypto space. The level two solution will help Ethereum to solve the scalability problem. So, we will be starting with the basic question. You guys be having to raise your hand. We can take the question one by one. So, Sandeep, could you please give the small story about Polygon in like 4 to 5 minutes so that people who do not know about Polygon about you, they can have a better understanding of it. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So instead of like for you guys, instead of I talking about like what Polygon is as the which is talked in the marketing material of Polygon, let me let me try to give you guys a flavor on how basically what exactly is Web3, right? And like from I'm assuming a lot of people are here in in terms of the like a lot of people here are engineers, so I think they'll be able to get it. So basically, see what is happening with this entire Web3 revolution is that if you go back 300 years, right? Most of our computation, most of our kind of human life revolved around, let's say, with a king, right? King was the only institution and he used to take all the decisions and all that. Then maybe 200-300 years back, nation states started coming in, and governments started coming in and all that, and the entire civilization or the human societies started kind of getting organized in the way of institutions. So everything became an institution. Like if you see today, bank is an institution, your government is an institution, your local MCD, whatever, like local municipality is a institution. Even Facebook, Microsoft, everybody is an institution. Everything you interact with, unless and until you are doing a one-to-one interaction with an individual, everything is institution. Second thing is that everything that you feel you own in this world, right, that also is actually it's not owned by you, it is owned by some institution. Like this my ID on this right now in Google or this Microsoft Meet is defined by Microsoft. They can anytime ban my ID. That Twitter actually banned Trump, and before that I mean these has been multiple cases like this where big politicians have been banned. So you don't own it, Twitter owns it. Now because of these are institutions, what has started happening is that all our interactions with these institutions are electronic in nature. And when we say electronic, what do we mean? Electronic means computation. There is some level of computation being involved in this, right? So when I do a payment in my bank account, I am actually doing a computation in some server, right? But how Web 2 and Web 3 are different is that when I do that computation, let's say on ICICI Bank, right? I'm making a payment of 100 rupees. That computation is being done by only ICICI servers. And then, or when you are making a tweet or you are doing something on Facebook, those computations, how your news feed looks and all that is done by only Facebook, right? Or only Twitter. In Web3, what is happening is we are basically decentralizing this computation, where we are saying that instead of one guy, we will have multiple parties who will be running these computations, right? So if you see Bitcoin, like everybody has heard about Bitcoin, if you see from a 10,000 feet view perspective, exactly what Bitcoin network is doing. It is a decentralized network which is which is providing or computing a very small logic, which is the payment logic. I pay you $100, my balance goes down by 100, your balance goes up by 100, and it is doing it in decentralized setting. After that, how it is doing the mechanics and all those things are like irrelevant. You don't need to even go into that, but just understand that this is competition happening in a group, in a decentralized setting. Now when we are talking about competition, when Bitcoin came up, and then Bitcoin said that okay, you can do payment calculation in a decentralized setting. Then Ethereum came in. Ethereum said that what if you have this entire setup, same decentralized setup, but you are able to run arbitrary contracts or arbitrary code logic, right? Ethereum is nothing but you have arbitrary programming language running on top of this decentralized network. And when you have that, automatically realize that okay, then all your business computations, let's say when we have a loan with ICICI Bank, or I am doing an exchange transactions and all those are simple business logics, right? Those business logic can be run in a decentralized setting. That is what you see. The whole DeFi revolution is nothing but financial computation happening in a decentralized setting. Okay. So now, because I'm building this up to coming to what exactly is Polygon. When now imagine that you originally, when I was doing a simple payment computation with ICICI Bank, it was only being computed by ICICI Bank. But now I am saying that this simple computation will be computed by the entire network. So where the computation, let's say this was 1 unit of computation, now there are 5,000 computers who are computing this. So 5,000 into n number of computations, right? So the number is multiplied by the number of nodes, like amount of computation is multiplied by the number of nodes, because it's not like it's not parallel computing. Don't confuse it with parallel computing, because in parallel computing they would be breaking down the computation and then multiple systems doing that computation and combining the result. Here it is not happening. Here we are saying the entire computation is being computed by everyone else in the network. So automatically you can see that when you do this, like where one computer was required, now you are employing 5,000 computer for that. Definitely you can do less amount of computation, right? And when you can do less amount of computation, that creates bandwidth issues, scalability issues, as we say in the blockchain ecosystem. And due to those scalability issues, like Ethereum is today the biggest blockchain in the world. Like all the activity that you hear about happens on Ethereum blockchain. And but that blockchain has very small capacity. Like, to give you guys an example, Ethereum is supposed to be the world computer, but its computational capability is hardly equal to a 1999 mobile, small, like those mobiles. Like computation capability is that small, and it is expected, it basically processes 13 transactions per second for the entire world, and it's worth like 500 billion dollars, or like 400 billion dollars or something, right? Because this is such a big revolution in the human this thing, that you can do these transactions, like 13 transactions, and the whole day you can do around probably 1.5 to 1.2 to 1.5 million transactions. So you are able to do it in decentralized setting, and this has made Ethereum like a network of value. But the bandwidth is really slow. Now what Polygon is doing is, Polygon is building these secondary layer chains, which are cryptographically connected to Ethereum, and think about them as batching. So what is happening with Polygon? Let's say instead of you doing some computation, or doing your payment on Ethereum, you do the payment on this secondary layer blockchains, or you run your code on secondary layer blockchain, and this blockchain in a decentralized setting doing some cryptographic magic in the background, but putting a proof of everything back to Ethereum. So instead of you computing everything on Ethereum, you compute somewhere else and then put the proof back to Ethereum in a decentralized setting. That is exactly Polygon is doing, and Polygon is an aggregator model. So it is working on multiple approaches instead of one particular approach. If you will see, multiple other layer two projects that are there, most of them are trying to build one particular approach. Polygon has built multiple decentralized teams with multiple acquisitions, and Polygon is doing these multiple approaches, like aggregator of these scaling approaches. That's where Polygon is.
Right. So Sandeep, we have such a question, and given we have very few minutes, let's do this way that you answer every question in a 30-second or a minute so that we can complete as many questions as we can. So starting with the first question that you said in one of the interview with Ranveer that you started with the book by Mastering Bitcoin, right? And you
Mhm.
went into the crypto space at a deeper level and you end up creating Polygon. We want to understand that initial one phase or three phase of learning in which you actually started reading the things and then end up having those skills which was required to create a product in escape. So what was that journey? If you can please give us through the brief.
Okay. So what how I did is that I first read about Bitcoin, realize that this is not only about currency, this is about computation happening in a decentralized setting. Second, I after that I found Ethereum and started reading about Ethereum. There is Mastering Ethereum book also if you want to read. But what I did is I immediately went to hands-on programming because I was from a computer science background. So I went into hands-on programming. I programmed the smart contracts myself. So I would strongly recommend you guys to play around and build some smart contracts and build a DApp. Right, your goal should be build a DApp. How different, how DApp is different than normal application. In normal application you have a front end and you have a back end, right? In DApp there is also a smart contract layer, right? So you have to learn.
Got it.
If you're already a web developer, you just need to run smart contract and the connection with the web, this thing, and then you can build a DApp. So build
Got
a
it.
toy DApp. That's the only way to run this. I think many of the people already would understand this.
Right,
So
right, right, right. We get it. So when you
yeah.
say start with the coding, but the coding which is required in cryptos is very specific. It's not you learn every language. You start with this. So if you say student to go about it, they will end up searching and wasting too much time on internet. So
Yes,
if you
yes, yes,
can bold and the journey
yes.
for this.
No, perfect, perfect. So learn Solidity, only one language, and that language is much easier to learn. One Solidity, second JavaScript to run
Okay.
a front end. Okay, forget about back end for now. Only run a front end and connect it with smart contract, and that has a library called Web3.js. So only these two things: Solidity, JavaScript. That's it. You don't need anything. HTML. Build a HTML page, put JavaScript, and connect with smart contract.
Few examples of kind of application we should be starting with. Any example so that we can get a fair idea of what exactly
Got
DApp looks like.
Got it. Smallest example, build a simple ERC20 token, a simple ERC20 token
What
and
is
build
that?
your,
What is
huh?
that?
It is
ERC token.
basically ERC20 token is like is a fungible token. That means build like a cash,
Okay.
having cash, I can pay you 10 tokens, you can pay me 10, like payment token simply, like currency, basically it will be a currency. And then also build an NFT. NFT is basically collectibles, right? Unique tokens. Like you have the two types of things in the world, right? You have cash, but you have your mobile, which is a unique thing because it is your mobile, right? Like not from the this thing I'm saying. But build ERC20 and NFT is called ERC, ERC 721. So build these two and build a front end where simple HTML you are able to transfer from one this thing to another. That's it. Like just build this and go from there.
Got it, got it. So we all know that crypto space and crypto community is very humble in terms of if you want to get some learning from that, they help you out. But starting like Sandeep was the person who had no connection in the crypto space. He started reading things. So how you actually develop your relationship with the people who are in the space? What kind of platform you use to help yourself?
Yeah, so I mean, here be more active and see blockchains is because I said that we are running computation in a decentralized setting. So this part becomes very social. So blockchain is as much social as much as technical. So if you are not a technical person, you still have a lot of space in the industry by getting into the community side of things. So you should like if you are a gamer, you should actually go to Discord and join some good gaming community. Like Zedrun is one thing, Axie Infinity is very famous, Skyweaver is another. So you should go there and become a part of their community, play those games, see what you can do over there, right? So one way is that. Second, if you are in this, if you want to be active in this space, you have to be present on Twitter. You have to just find people like me and follow whoever I am following on Twitter, and then you would be able to see what tweets are coming, and just read and collect the dots. One thing I want to also tell you guys is that everybody in the space, like we generally in India, how we are taught is bottom up approach. Like we would learn the basic concepts and then slowly build
Right,
the entire picture.
right.
Here it is such an early field and it's so much social and experiential. I generally always keep saying that you don't learn crypto, you live crypto, right? You have to
Yeah.
live crypto life, right? So, and crypto does not mean cryptocurrency. Crypto means cryptography, like
Yeah.
cryptography based technologies, right? So you have to learn that, and in order to you have to live that, and in order to live that, it is that live exists on Twitter, and that all live also exists on Discord and Telegram. So Telegram, Twitter, you have to be present, and Twitter is a must. Start collecting the dots, keep collecting. As you go slowly, the whole picture will become clear.
Right. So it seems you have to leave the session. Not sure if you have few minutes more or not.
Oh, I have. Go ahead.
Got it. Got it. Got
I have
it.
six
Cool. Cool.
minutes
Cool.
more.
Yeah, right. Say, okay. So when you say, you're building a product, so most of us, we firmly believe that you should be focusing the product and actually creating something which can help someone, right? And most of the time people end up, focusing on funding, raising the money. So of course funding is required. So at what point you think that you should be raising the funding, and what should be your strategy to raise fund? And if you can please tell us the difficulty you face and how Mark Cuban actually came and say, ki, okay, if I don't care if no one is interested in Polygon, I am interested and I will be investing it.
Yeah. So, what is happening? Okay, I'm disconnecting multiple times, but this guy is constantly calling. So sorry, I was saying that. Yeah. So about how to raise funds, right? You are saying.
No, no, no,
So
no. That is not the question. That is fine. We will raise the fund. I'm saying that we are building a product. At what point you should be raising the funding and how much attention you should to put on the product and other things. I mean, what should be the time commitment priority? Focus on product and other stuff, raising fund and hiring stuff.
okay, this seems to be some emergency. Wait, let me pick it up. Like, I think there's some emergency. That's why this guy is calling.
You can pick it up. It's totally fine. I mean, it's totally
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
You can pick the call. We can continue after that. It's fine. Speak to the person. It's fine.
hello. Hey guys. Yeah,
Yes, yes,
sorry.
yes.
So
Yeah, it's
no,
fine.
I again forgot your question. Sorry, I got distracted. Could you please repeat the question?
All I'm saying that people often waste their time in raising funding and doing other publicity stunts, which is not really essential for a startup. We should be focusing the product, but at point we need money, right? And
Mhm.
at what point you should be feeling that should be raising the money, and what exactly you sell to the investor. And the time you were like the point, no one was interested in the Polygon. Mark Cuban, hopped in and he was like, I will be investing in this particular company. So if you can like give some points
Yeah.
around that.
So, see, I mean, Mark Cuban is a funny story because actually we did not have to pitch Mark Cuban because he was already using Polygon, right, for his
Okay.
application. So he said, guys, you don't need to tell me. I mean, I am already doing this. I said, you are basically already, right? So I mean, for you guys, I mean, whoever is building the product is very important. But here, again, I want to say that this is as much a technical revolution as much it is social. So one of the ways to also measure your success is about the community. You can build like some kick-ass projects, but if you don't have community, that project will not get traction, right? Currently also, if you see that the projects which are famous, they are not the most technically superior project, but they are the projects which have the best community.
Right, right, right.
So those community, like how you should build the product, build a community around it, get some users who test your application and all that, real world people and applicate use their application and all that. And once you build some community, then you should go to VCs for raising funds, right? Because then your value is much higher. Like, I mean, people are seeing that, okay, people are like, there is a community using it, they are doing good work, and then that's the time when you get better valuation for your company.
Right, right. When you
What
say
should be
community, yeah, Patmesh, go ahead, go ahead.
like as you said that there should be a community who is using that apps, and like Polygon is something which I felt was able to pinpoint a really important problem and try to solve it. So as students, what should be our approach to find problems in Bitcoin and in crypto space?
Yeah, so bro, but like problems is in the blockchain space. I mean, Bitcoin. Uh, Two things are there. Of course, you can find problems like and you can. to find the problems, you will have to go deep into any industry. Then only you can realize that, okay, this is a problem, I want to build this. One way is that. Other way is that this is still a very much a green field, right? So there are people who are trying to apply blockchain applications to agriculture, people who are trying to apply the same thing to delivery services and all that. But although there are issues, because that when you are doing a real world business like e-commerce and delivery and all that, in that regulatory issues come in, right? I mean, it's hard to integrate those things. But there are crypto native as well as blockchain's integration into the real world kind of use cases. And that's where I mean, you have to become the part of the community, then only you'll be able to realize. I mean, I think I know 2-3 guys from your college only, who are doing pretty good stuff and raising like few millions of dollars, and they have pretty good reputation in the community. But then they, one other way is to build your reputation in the community is to start adding value, right? I mean, become a part of these. If you are a computer engineer, you can, I mean, the basics of basics, like you can start helping some team, whichever you like, whether it's a game or a protocol, start helping them in managing their GitHub itself, and then ping them, because it's very, as I said, it's very social. Everybody's open. If you say, I want to contribute to this thing, or even join a project's community on Telegram, and then whatever, whenever somebody is asking any technical questions, answer them immediately. The team will notice you that, oh, these guys are this guy is good and all that, and they'll have a separate group with you later on. And then you can start asking them that, what are your problems, how can I solve and all that. So that would be the way to go. But again, community, Twitter activeness is most important. Yeah, let's take
So
one more,
Sandeep,
because I will have
yes,
to.
yes. Yeah. So there's a friend of mine in Dubai. He was saying there's a place in Dubai which can help you to get actual cryptocurrency if you pay the actual cash there. India, in terms of having these crypto things is not that flexible. And you are in Dubai right now. So is there any reason for that, or would you prefer people to actually maybe shift some other country if they are actually seriously starting something in the crypto space? We want you to be very frank. It's
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Of course, of course, of course. I mean, I would like India is now bringing that regulation, and soon. Problem is that in India right now, the crypto companies are not like recognized, right? So maybe they are bringing gift city concept and things like that, where you can register within India in the gift city in Gujarat or some other locations, and then you can work from India, right? It becomes kind of offshore location, because no geography has clear guidance on how to build crypto companies till now. Most of the companies end up doing kind of offshore entity setup. So that's
Hmm.
why the reason for like other parts is that because of COVID, and the latest COVID wave in India, the last COVID wave which was there in April May, that has resulted in a lot of travel restrictions from India, right? So it's very
Right.
hard for you to travel, and then whereas most of the world has opened up. So that's why, like, I had to move here. But and the crypto being used as a currency is not a very big driver of people moving anywhere else. The clarity on taxation and all these things, regulations are the things. But no, like crypto, that's one of the biggest problems of crypto, is that everybody thinks that crypto means cryptocurrency, but crypto does not mean cryptocurrency. Crypto, as I said, that it's a short form of cryptography based these social networks, right? So in India, I think that this whole setup, mindset has been made that crypto means currency. If you see, apart from Bitcoin, there are only 2-3 more which are pure currency, like tokens or assets. Everything else is not currency, but they are powering, like, let's say, community based businesses, and or they are doing them staking based networks and things like that.
Got it.
Uh,
Last question of the session, sir. If there's a question, guys,
yes,
someone
sir.
saying
Shashank
something.
Vedanshu.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Go ahead.
like you said, sir, other like other foreign companies are trying to set up their industrial bases at the gift centers. And but sir, on the other hand, the government is also trying to monitor the crypto, not cryptocurrency, but basically the crypto program, or like the blockchain technology, to be frankly. So, sir, would it harm or benefit as a country, like we as a developing nation, if we see to it?
Yeah, I mean, the way, because the biggest problem is the uncertainty in India, right? And due to that, a lot of entrepreneurs are moving out of India, just because they don't want to deal with the uncertainty. They are building their startups and things like that. And so, yeah, this uncertainty is definitely is going to affect, and India might become a laggard. Like, for example, internet also, India was a laggard, and only in 2010 onwards we started getting good broadbands and things like that. The same thing might happen to India, and this is something which is going to take over the world. Like, I definitely 200% believe that if I look at 5 years to 10 years horizon, there is no way that that Web3 is not going to be completely prominent, and it is going to affect every aspect of your life. An Indian government should take it, I think they are taking it more seriously. And but India is such a large country, like, it's very easy for us to say, oh, don't they do this? Why don't they? But when you have a country of like 1.5 billion people, and then especially when we are coming from a black current, I mean dark, what do you call, like black money background and all those things, where nobody used to pay taxes, there was no system. We're coming from that background. Crypto kind of disrupts the entire thing. That's why, like, governments are slightly uncomfortable also. So I understand their predicament also.
Yeah, Shivam, do you have a question?
Yes. So, sir, I have a general question on cryptocurrencies. Like all the cryptocurrencies don't have intrinsic value. So, like, do you think they can be used as better store of value than gold? And if they also don't have intrinsic value, why one should go ahead and invest in specifically cryptocurrencies?
Exactly.
Because
Just give me 2-3 more minutes. I'm just finishing another session, and I'm coming to you.
no problem, take your time.
Yes. So your question is right. Who was it?
Shivam.
Okay, Shivam. Yeah. So your question is valid, Shivam. That many of the times, like, to be honest, today, if you ask me, um, I mean, I get why Bitcoin accrues value or can accrue value in future, because it's kind of like, when you believe, everybody believes that this is money, like gold. Like, why is gold valuable, right? There is
Yes.
no, like, not much use for gold to be valuable. I mean, only like 1 or 2% of gold's value would be from its use. Everything else is like store of value. So currency, Bitcoin has a store of value proposition, and I get that, but I do not fully believe in it. I believe, like, if you go and learn more about Ethereum you will realize that, oh, like, Ethereum has genuine value. The genuine value means that Ethereum is basically, what is Ethereum? The Ethereum token, ETH, basically what you feel is, what you have is that this is the global computer that we have built. In order to use this computer, think of it as a vending machine. You are sending a code or something, some command, and it is giving out the code, and you have to pay in Ethereum to use this network, right? So first of all, that gives it some value. Plus, it is converting into proof of stake, where everybody can hold those tokens, and then they can participate in validating the network. So Ethereum, for example, to me, that's why I'm not a very big believer of cryptocurrencies, like something which is trying to be a currency, but I am definitely a big believer of Web3. And like, for example, Polygon token also, right? Polygon token is not a currency. It is a staking token which gives you right to become a validator in the network. And today, Polygon network is generating 60 to 100 million dollars in annual revenue rate for the validators. So the validators would want to take the Matic tokens and stake it in the network, and they want to become the validator, because there is money, that transaction fees to be made, right? So these proof of stake systems and Ethereum, they have genuine use and genuine value. About Bitcoin, I get the store of value story, but fully, like, as you asked, that is what is the intrinsic value, and all that, like Warren Buffett's question and all that. That's also relevant, but it's hard to answer. But for Ethereum and many of these other protocols, including Polygon, I think I don't have any doubt. I'm very clear what is the value.
Yeah, for sure. Yes,
And like you said, that Ethereum can be used for that computer networks. So, like, how are that computer networks useful in future technology and like all that? Can you please explain that once?
I mean, very simply, as I said, that this is a decentralized, like, you are doing decentralized computation. Everything is being built on right now in these networks, like NFTs. You might be seeing everybody is doing NFTs. You have DAOs, the decentralized autonomous organization. These are basically companies that you can create. Everybody, guys might be knowing that when COVID situation was there, I created a online DAO for people to donate money into India, and in next 1 month,
Yes.
I was able to raise like $1 billion in this. Right, that's become the biggest NGO in India, and it took me 15 minutes to, or not 10 minutes actually, to set up that DAO. So the world is moving towards being digital native, and most of your applications like finance, the whole bank, the lending, borrowing, you put your saving banks and then it gives you some yield. All these things have already been built in this decentralized computation setting. People don't trust your banks, their banks, like you guys must be knowing about Yes Bank, what happened like few months back, right? Google about it. And here is a bank which is not controlled by somebody, so nobody can screw it around. It's fully transparent. You know how much the bank is making and how much you are making and all that. So all these applications, DeFi, NFT, gaming, like, if some of you guys are gamer, you guys would be knowing that after playing months and months, some of these games, you earn some assets, right?
Yeah.
And suddenly, if you say something like, what happened in Hong Kong, for example, somebody said something about the protest, Hong Kong protest, and Chinese government asked Blizzard to ban his account, and he had a multi-year account. He had multiple $1 million worth of assets over there. He was, kind of banned in one day. So the gaming is entirely moving into this field where you can own your assets natively. That means your blockchain wallets own those assets. So gaming, DeFi, NFTs, DAOs. There are so many use cases that are. I mean, social media is becoming very big. You will, in the next 3 to 5 years, you will see a Facebook built on decentralized Facebook, not controlled by any party, and you guys would be knowing all those Cambridge Analytica cases and all that. Twitter, all these allegations against Twitter being censoring people and all that, you will see a decentralized Twitter being made. Already there are efforts to make this. So this will be a part. This kind of this technology will touch every aspect of your life.
So Sandeep, let's say
Uh,
if you are allowed to, guide the younger Sandeep, and let's say Sandeep is started to learning these things. So would you recommend Sandeep to learn something on his own and create something, and also would you recommend Sandeep to start working with the people who are more experienced than him? So how you will help him out to
I
understand
would
at
say
what time?
for 3 months, 3 months, become a part of some community, and you
Okay.
will learn much, much more. And offer your work to them for free. They say, guys, I am free to help. I am this. I am from IIT. I am not. I'm intelligent. Give me anything. I will work for it. Just do anything and everything. You will get a good flavor of where the industry is going. Yep.
And we can find this community on the Discord, right?
Yes, you can find some good projects like Zrun in gaming. If you want to go in DeFi, find Uniswap and QuickSwap, see
Yeah.
their communities, how they take decisions and things like that, and be a part of them. Yep.
Sir,
Got
one
it.
last
Got it.
question.
And
Like
so,
only.
Shivam, that journalist is waiting for me. It's
Oh,
already.
okay,
Right,
okay,
right.
okay. Sure,
Yeah,
sure,
cool,
sure.
cool. We will wrap it up. Wrap it up. Sandeep, we
Okay.
have enough respect for that Virtual thing and the time you invested for us. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
again.
guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.